Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Hi, welcome to the KVJ ATS Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast. Welcome, everybody.
Hello, Kevin.
Kevin.
I didn't know you were going to be British. We both were British at the same time.
Well, it's contagious.
It's nice. You guys in unison. You guys share one brain.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Together, we might have half a brain.
No.
I don't know why you insult me or yourself so harshly.
Harsh.
Look,
just harsh. Not
facts
fair.
Be facts.
Not fair. Come on. You're both geniuses in your own rights.
You're a brainiac.
Mm-hmm.
See, you can't even say it with a straight face.
Well, new announcements happening all the time. I'm trying to stay up on it for you so the people can understand exactly what's going on, because I can tell you, I'm like everybody else. I'm confused as hell with everything they talk about with the coronavirus.
Do we have breaking news?
Well, yeah, I mean, things are changing. I mean, I just saw, this is brand new. St. Lucie County is going to make an announcement about face coverings at 11 a.m. That's 40 minutes from us doing this live right now. So if you're listening on delay, you probably already know what that announcement is, but who knows?
They're going to mandate masks.
On your pets.
On your ass.
So get them cat masks out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So, it doesn't matter what you think about this or if you're over it. It's just, these are the kind of things that you got to know, because clearly you're not real happy when you don't realize that you got to wear a mask and you go out somewhere to get something that you need. And then you're like, wait, I can't get it. And then you start a fight and then somebody records you. And next thing you know, you get canceled and lose your job.
Yeah. We're all going to get canceled. Just go ahead and get that down.
No, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for a good canceling. I really need a good canceling, actually.
I'm not completely bummed out about a cancel.
No, I trust me. I'm trying to get me canceled as my own hashtag, and it's not taking off. Trying to get hashtag cancel Kevin last week, and it went nowhere.
You know you're tired when you're wishing for cancellation.
Cancel me, please.
Like a 6 to 12 month, I don't know, cancellation.
Canceling
might be good.
Then I'll come back with an alter ego if I ever need to.
Yes.
I'll just put on a fake mustache and reintroduce myself.
You're the Mad Dog or the Bone Crusher.
Yeah. What, am I going to professional wrestling?
I don't know. You have an edge to you.
Okay.
Bring back 80s radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a couple of emails here. One about the positive testing, and you're hearing a lot about this. I mean, I know I have too, but it was a story today that they had done about wonky numbers with the testing, and that all happened after we hit that record 15,300 or whatever it was the other day, I think over the weekend. And then people were saying, I got a friend who didn't even show up for the coronavirus testing and got a call that they were positive. What's up with that? And so they started doing a report on it. And from the regular show today, we told you that there are 4 different agencies that are saying that that's not really possible. They think it's a far-fetched story because once you're there, they have to attach the actual paperwork to the test itself. So why somebody would get a test result back when there was no test attached to paperwork, they just don't think that would happen under their system. But this question says, has any one of you been tested? The only reason why I'm asking is because I work in an office with 5 other people. One person got tested for corona and was tested negative. Then she got the antibody test a week later and tested positive. She then got tested again after another coworker tested positive, and she tested positive. Then 3 days later, got tested at another facility, and the results were negative. I know another person that had an appointment for a coronavirus test and was registered with a facility. He could not make his appointment, but a day later, he got an email that he was tested positive, even though he didn't even go do that test. Please keep in mind that not one of these people I knew had any symptoms whatsoever. So what the actual hell is going on here? Has anyone in the KVJ gotten tested? If not, could someone have it without even knowing it? Love you guys. All this sucks, but thanks for keeping us sane. I don't know everything, but I can only tell you what I have read. And some of the stuff, yes, you asked the question, could you have it without even knowing it? And the story that I had seen last week is 40% of people who are spreading it don't even know they have it. So they're asymptomatic, and they're spreading the coronavirus. That was one thing that I had heard.
That could be you, Nikki.
I had the test for antibodies, and it said negative, but I could have picked it up after I had that test.
Could have picked it up on your way out the door.
Yeah, we had an employee here at our work that was apparently tested positive, even though they barely had any symptoms. So
You heard that through the rumor mill.
no, we got an email from our boss.
All right, you don't have to yell at me.
Someone who doesn't open their emails.
Ever since that one thing, that meeting, they said, oh, if you open up the wrong link, we could fucking get the whole company sued. Yeah, I'm not reading my emails. If you want to find me, you know how to get me. I'm in here.
I got a friend of mine, though, right now who's got it. He got it. He's in the medical field. He got it. His fiance got it. And he said he feels like death. Some people get it and they don't even know they have it. Some people get it and they have to go to the hospital. Like, I can't figure out, why some people get it worse than others. I don't think any of us are going to figure that out anytime soon. But I just am terrified of getting it.
It's almost like chasing a ghost.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. There is a story today, too, that's wonky about a guy who now has gotten it twice in 4 months.
Oh, boy.
And he's telling people this thing is legit. So that's the other problem with it, too, is they're saying the antibodies may not be sticking around that long, and people are maybe getting it after just 2 to 3 months.
And what if it's like this? What if I get it from somebody who's got it bad, and then I get it bad? But what if I'm out and about and I get it from somebody who's asymptomatic? Then I get it. Maybe I'm asymptomatic too. Mm-hmm. There's maybe different levels.
Yeah.
If and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas. Just keep that in mind.
I don't know what that means.
Let it marinate. It'll hit you.
If all I get on Christmas is candy and nuts, that's a shit Christmas.
I have not gotten tested. Because I thought, hey, I don't want to go to an area where a lot of people who think they have coronavirus is going to be.
Right. That's the thing.
So I'm like, I feel good. Why would I risk it? Because I will probably not have it going there, but I'll probably come home with it.
Well, that's why I did the antibody test at MD now, because they have split up their facilities. Places that are testing for COVID active are not testing for antibodies. So they're keeping the people separated, and they make you wait in your car until it's time for your appointment. So I'm like, all right, I like that. Mm-hmm. Let me try this.
It's almost kind of like the old drive-ins when you drive in and they'd serve the food to you. You get your test kind of like that.
Yeah.
No?
No, some of the places is like that. Not MD now.
Okay, I'm just wrong.
You're consistent, though.
The drive-in test sometimes have like hours and hours to wait. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've got the luxury of that in my life because my kids aren't in school and I'm still working. I don't have hours to wait in line for the free test. For me, if I had the symptoms, I'm going to MD now and paying a little bit so I can get in and out.
It'd have to be bad for me to go that route.
It would really have to be bad financially for me to go in the free line for hours and hours because I just don't have the time. And I'm still working. I'm still employed.
Lynn was asking, she said that should all surgery centers complete COVID testing on patients prior to their procedure in the state of Florida? Fortunately, I needed to have an endoscope and colonoscopy. I assumed that I'd be tested for the Rona prior to my procedure date, and that didn't happen. I even called 3 business days prior to my date and inquired about testing. They told me I didn't need to be tested. I could have sworn that all patients prior to the procedure were required to complete COVID testing. I had the procedure without a test. I'm really disappointed that I may have put my health at risk, specifically in a place that I should have felt safe. The surgery center is attached to a hospital. However, they have a different name and branding, if that matters. Thanks. If you happen to pick this subject for review, I couldn't find anything on the topic besides some statements during the press conferences.
I don't know what the current medical requirements are. I know a couple months ago it was required because I know somebody who was going to have elective surgery and they had to do all that before. But I mean, things could change. They change every week, it seems like.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
I'm not up to date with the elective or other surgical procedure qualifications.
Yeah, I just wouldn't elect to do it.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't feel safe going to a place that wasn't testing everybody.
Tiffany asked, where is Kevin's level now on the scale of 1 to 5? 5 was, oh my gosh, the world's ending. I am personally, I'm at a 1. I'm a little bit at a 2 because it looks like football's going to be canceled, so that's kind of elevated my anxiety overall.
Do you see baseball happening? We'll keep it short, Virginia, I promise. But
I don't think I see necessarily anything happening because now even in the NBA and the bubble, they're starting to have some of the marquee players come down with the coronavirus. So, when the big names, they don't care about the scrubs. But when the big name guys start getting it, then that's going to be an issue. And now Russell Westbrook of the Houston Rockets has it.
When the Kevin Ralstons of the league start to drop out, you're like, all right, I'm not watching this bullshit.
Yeah, that's it. The big names are going to be done with it. So who knows what will happen with that.
If you want to do something athletic, you want to join my adult wiffle ball league?
Adult wiffle ball league. Oh, okay. Where are you going to be playing these games?
Don't know yet. Just kind of seeing if there's any interest.
All right.
How many people on this team? What kind of risky behavior are you planning?
Just some friends playing some ball, Dog days of summer kind of a thing, just having some fun. Oh, is Virginia lost again?
I don't know if I like it.
I've asked Panda to be a part of the league.
He ain't going to be there.
I could really use his bat in the lineup.
I'm keeping his bat at home.
Fucking keep his bat, whatever. I don't give a shit.
He would love to do it, but he's not going to do it. I don't even have to tell him not to do it. He's not there yet.
I disagree. I bet I could get Panda to play wiffle ball, but I don't want to get in the middle of this bullshit, so I'm going to back out. I'm going to take my hat out of the ring.
Yeah.
If you think you have more power than a pea, go for it.
What, a pussy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You may have a wiffle ball, but I have a pussy.
Hers is, I like her odds better.
I win.
All right, wow, you're playing fucking prison rules on me.
Came at me, bruh.
You know when you go to the P, you're bringing out the big guns and early.
You're right. My wiffle ball bat's not big enough to take down that pig.
Yeah. And to clarify via text, Russell Westbrook was not yet in the NBA bubble. He had it before he got there. So,
well, that's good that he caught it before he went around all the other guys.
Yeah, but that's just my point. Is just as these marquee guys start testing positive, it was already like, okay, is everybody going to play? Or are they not going to play? And then when these guys start getting it, then they may just say, you know what am I doing this for this shortened season? That, is it gonna really mean that and let's say you win the NBA championship, or people be going, but that was the bubble year.
Of course they're gonna do that.
So these guys may be like, for my long-term health, I don't know what that might be. It may not be worth it.
There's some chick on my Facebook. Now, you never know what you can believe or not on Facebook. And I'm friends with a lot of people that I don't really know that well. But she claims that back in March, she had the corones. And now here it is in July, and all her hair is falling out. And she put up pictures of, like, clumps of hair falling out of her head. I was like, damn.
You being Catfish again?
I don't know. It looked legit, but nothing looks legit. So
that's
what I'm saying, dude.
You don't know any of this stuff, and that's the one X variable that is out there is long-term effects. What it's doing to anybody of any age. There is some belief that it might be causing. It could be lung damage, brain damage, tissue damage, organ damage, toe damage,
hair
damage.
Falling out. That's how you get Ralston. Hair falling out.
Now that you got a hair club, you don't sweat no hair corona.
If they don't got nothing to attach the hair to.
Oh, his scalp's gonna fall off. Damn.
No, not his scalp.
Oh, all right. Corona.
You know how hair club works, don't you?
Not really.
It is complicated.
It's a weave, bruh.
Bruh, get off my shit. Just step off.
And also the teacher thing. It's interesting that when it comes to the teacher thing, I've probably seen more teachers' husbands Maybe it's just because of my circle of people, but I've got 3 to 4 different cases where I know specifically it is the husband of a teacher that has been very vocal on social media.
Very sexist.
And what are they saying? They want school to go back or they don't?
Do not. They're defending, saying, my wife is a teacher. Like Nate from Loxahatchee said, my wife is a teacher, and hearing all the negative comments toward teachers being said these past few weeks has been very infuriating for me. Teachers have no say in whether or not they go back to school this year. They were polled just like the parents, but like that's going to mean anything anyway. A couple thoughts about this is children are not going to be able to socialize like before. Who are all these people that are going to be doing this extra cleaning that's going to be needed? What is going to happen when a teacher gets sick? Think about that. And parents, I ask you to put yourself in the teacher's shoes right now. Imagine having to do a complete 180 at your job in a week's notice and learn how to do everything you've been doing your entire career a completely different way, all while not being paid anything extra. Don't take your anger and frustration out on the teachers.
Oh, I totally agree with that email, 110%. People bitching at the teachers when they have zero say in it, you're being an asshole.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the teachers. I know Rocco's teacher last year. We love her, but she fought breast cancer and won, so she's immune compromised. I would never want to see Miss Cindy have to go back into teaching in an environment that wasn't safe for her, because if she gets it, she probably won't make it. She's much older and she fought breast cancer, and that's scary.
Parents, y'all ruin it. I'm talking to you too, both of you. You both are parents. No, when I coached baseball, parents were the worst part of the job. Quit fucking ruining things, parents. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Ralston.
I felt like I was pretty good.
I'm just kidding.
It was pretty easy.
I'm just teasing.
Someone's all hostile. You got crazy hair, so it's making you crazy.
No, but in all seriousness, I did see people going after teachers, and that you being an asshole. What are you doing?
The teachers just want to be safe. I mean, is that so much to ask?
And then I saw the probably most unbelievable study today. I don't know. We'll see if anybody backs this up. But the 2 pediatric disease specialists from the University of Vermont I was talking about earlier that say that kids likely won't cause coronavirus outbreaks, and they urge the schools to reopen. They say that we have not found a single instance of a child infecting parents.
I saw one on the news the other day. This lady was on there talking about how her kid came home and gave it to her and her husband.
Okay, Kevin's got a fact. Virginia's got a fact. We got an old-fashioned COVID off, and we go.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's the story, and I don't think I believe it.
I don't think I believe it either. I think a lot of people have given it to a lot of people. And to say that no kid has given it to no adult with the numbers we're posting in this country.
Well, yesterday in Miami, Mary Menez, he said that 36% of the transmissions there are spread inside of families. So, I mean, maybe that's only the adults giving it to adults, but I can't imagine that the kids aren't complicit in some of those numbers. So, but that's what they're saying.
Whatever the media tells you what to believe this week.
This is why we drink.
I think what's going to happen is I think that we have to not only get the numbers under control, but I think that our schools have to be adapted. They have to be made for spreading out. And what we had heard yesterday, I told you about that company that is working on these air filters that will zap, that will attract, they will capture the coronavirus, and they will bake it and kill it. And they said that would be used in schools and basically anywhere indoors. And the problem they're having right now, they say that you look and you've got Arizona, Florida, Texas, really hot states that have high numbers of coronavirus. They're believing that's because of the air conditioning. They say that the air conditioning is recirculating air that can spread coronavirus.
Oh, boy.
So they're like, you may have to shut off your AC. I'm like, could you imagine that?
Sorry.
Okay.
Dan, that'll be the new debate. People who won't turn off their air versus people who will turn off their air. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not turning off my air.
If you were going to get coronavirus, unless you shut off your air conditioning in your house, would you shut it off?
I'm keeping my air on.
Ain't taking coronavirus?
Well, only because I'm not going to be able to, I'll never sleep, and then I'll be psychotic.
Oh,
and
I
what's
know.
worse, bird with corona or bird psychotic?
I'd be the same way. I don't think I could sleep.
I
I've
couldn't
worked
sleep.
with bird psychotic for years. Let's try Corona Bird.
Yeah.
No, I don't want corona either. I don't know. You're asking me questions that are going to get people yelling at me, Kev.
That's the point.
You're setting me up for a Twitter fight.
Yeah, you are. I need my air conditioned. Yes.
Yes.
That would be That'll be the new fight. Air-conditioned people. People who have air-conditioned are selfish pricks. It'll be the new mass debate, Virginia.
We got air conditioning in here.
Imagine doing this show. You couldn't wear your old lady jacket. I couldn't wear my...
We've had it happen where the air conditioning has gone out in this room before, and it gets quick hot real fast.
2 of the sickest times I've ever been in my life was because the air broke, and I think I was in 4th grade and it was in a portable, and the air conditioner broke for 3 days, and I got really sick. And the same thing happened in college in my dorm. I don't know, coincidence? Some believe there is no coincidence.
Somebody does send in this text, too. It says, a parent knowingly dropped off their COVID-positive child at daycare because they had to work. And if y'all don't think this is going to be the case when school's open, you are smoking crack rock.
Oh, my gosh. That parent who knew their kid was positive and dropped him off at daycare should be imprisoned.
How long you give him in prison?
2 weeks.
2 weeks in prison?
Can you eat Rice Krispie treats after the show?
Just wanted a little taste.
How was it?
So good.
I know, they are, right?
Snap, crackle, and pop know what's up.
Even go another level. Get the ones dipped in chocolate. TBOs. Taste bud orgasm.
Make a little chocolate fondue pot and dip them yourself. And that way it's warm chocolate. Dip them in warm chocolate and then peanut butter.
One of the sexiest things you've said. And believe me, that list is real short.
Got a text here. It says, KVJ, I need some help and advice. My grandmother keeps getting catfish on Facebook, and it's affecting our relationship, and I don't know what to do. She's 77 and thinks that she is speaking to men from California who are 30 years younger than her. And she speaks very little English, basically only Spanish, and these men do not speak Spanish. I told her I cannot continue a relationship with her if she keeps this up, as they message me calling me a whore, bitch, and various other ugly things.
What?
that turned.
Wow.
So she's trying to intervene, maybe, and the people trying to scam grandma want to stop her from intervening?
Maybe, I don't know. For whatever reason, yeah. Why are they contacting you? There's a lot of questions that I have on this.
That's a mess.
Yeah, how are they getting your number?
Is grandma telling them her name and they're just messaging her on Facebook?
It's a good question. Yeah, I'd need to have some more details. Yeah, if we can contact you, we can help out. I probably need to fill in a couple blanks here before I sound off on that.
Has this gotten to a sexual/textual relationship at all?
Grandma at 77.
It happens, Kev.
It could, I know.
Oh, it can happen.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to be loved.
Yeah.
And I think some older people just get horny, man. They got a case of the horns. Horny.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Sure.
We could be so lucky.
I know that's very infuriating when somebody gives out somebody's information. My daughter is not real happy. My 12-year-old son, he's got a group of about 4 or 5, little prepubescent boys that he's always talking to all hours of the night. And so what he's been doing is he's been giving them his sister's phone number, and they've been Facetiming her.
Really?
And she is not happy about it. Yeah, it's one of the big fights in the Ralston household right now.
That's odd.
Yeah.
It's a trick,
he's
though.
trolling, he's messing with her, and she's and she's legitimately upset about it, and she's yelling at him, but he's at that age where the more you yell at him, the funnier he thinks it is. And she is going to whoop his ass. I think she's going to flat out just beat his ass.
There's always little things you can do to fuck with your brother or sister. Back in the day, because we lived, like all the kids at one point were living underneath the same roof. My brother, I think, is 8 years older than me, 10 years older than my little sister. So you had a bunch of different ages in there, and we didn't always get along. And you'd have a phone, and there'd be like 5 phones in the house. And the trick to get someone underneath someone's skin, if they were talking to somebody they liked or their crush, you get on their phone and just say something embarrassing. Like, hey, Ted, you forgot to flush the toilet. There's a big floater in there.
Right.
And he'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then the girl would hear it. That's fucking dirty to do.
And then she would have just had this vision of a giant Ted turd.
Yeah.
It does kill the romance.
Oh, it's not a cool trick to do.
Yeah.
But brothers and sisters can be so mean.
Oh, house phones were evil.
They were evil.
You could really do damage.
You could fuck someone's game up big time.
And so then what do you do when you've got a sibling that keeps pushing your buttons and you're like, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm super pissed and I'm asking you nicely to stop, and they just keep hitting that button. What do you do?
That shit gets escalated. I mean,
Yeah.
someone's got to step in. The law has to step in. The parents got to.
Yeah, I don't know if the queen has stepped into it yet, but this was the first where Caitlin's like, I'm not amused by him. You know, I'm just like, dude, she's trying to tell you she's really not into this.
Technically, Cannon is wrong, but I will say this. I know Caitlin presses his buttons a lot, too.
Oh, she does.
So is this something that's been a long time coming?
Absolutely. No, they do. And that's just it. They all really troll each other pretty hard. And then all of a sudden somebody's feelings are hurt and they're trying to say stop. And they're like going, no, I got a running list here where you did this and this and this and this to me.
That's always the worst when jokey stuff turns to tears.
And then they
worst.
get to tears and there's crying going on. And it's like, oh, why is it funny when they do it, but when I do it, it's not funny? You ever hear that?
Yes.
That's what's going on right now.
Just say, hey, look, kid, got to work on your fucking delivery. That's why. Your delivery's off.
Yeah.
That's why it's not as funny.
You do have to make it funny.
Let's go.
Yeah, funny does really take away punishments.
I think it might. I think the funny kid gets away with a little bit more.
Yeah, they do. Oh, this is pretty crazy. Christina sent us this email, said, hey, I listened to your podcast regularly since I moved to New York City from my hometown of West Palm a couple years ago. Always makes me laugh, reminds me of home, and I was listening to Monday's podcast while flying from PBI back to LaGuardia. Towards the end of the flight, the pilots let us know that it was going to be a bumpy ride, and we had a very small window of opportunity to try to land at LaGuardia. Otherwise, we would have had to divert to Connecticut. Then starts the worst turbulence I ever experienced, followed by a huge crashing noise, and I felt like the plane dropped about 20 yards. Everybody on the plane either shouted or whimpered, and my phone flew out of my hands.
Oh, boy.
I tried to calm myself, focusing on your voices on the ATS show and ignoring my racing heart for the next 35 minutes of the flight until we finally touched down. Then the pilot gets on the PA once we landed and said, you may notice that this isn't LaGuardia. We are at JFK. Because I think we were struck by lightning, and the autopilot and computer systems of the plane malfunctioned. The pilot said they really didn't see any hail in the air, but really thought it was lightning, but could have been ice that also hit us. I attached the link to the story. It made the news. First, Delta officially said we hit a bird, but now they are claiming hail. I also attached the photos I took of our plane after we finally were let off. It was the scariest moment of my life, but I want to let you know that the ATS podcast was helping me get through it.
Wow.
And you probably saw that on the news. Look at the nose of that plane.
I
all
did
dented in.
see that on the news.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She was on that plane?
She was on that plane. Yeah, if you're watching KVJ TV on YouTube, you can see that photo.
Damn.
That's got to suck if you're on a plane and it's doing some crazy shit like
Hail did that?
The hell did that.
that. That looks like a cannonball did that.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, that looks like that's amazing dent.
You need to look at this as God wants you here. You have a purpose. What's that purpose? Maybe you need to find it and fulfill it because there's a reason you made it through that okay.
Or maybe it's a more simple message and God's trying to tell you don't fly Delta.
Yeah.
God prefers American?
He might, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Not sure of the preferences. Little note about pizza here, Jay Bird. Good place to try some Windy City pizzas in Delray. Windy City Pizza in Delray, actually. Kevin said they don't have deep dish, but their thin crust is on point. I'm from Chicago, and it tastes just like home. They also have great sandwiches. Try the beef or combo sandwich, beef and Italian sausage. And 2 drinks to try, the Mountain Screwdriver. It's Mountain Dew, OJ, and vodka.
Ooh.
And then there's also the Peach Crown with Jim Beam and sweet tea.
Let's go right after the show today. It's on the bird. I'll buy a lunch.
Get pizza and get hammered?
I'll buy the Uber too. But we can't do Uber, Corona. Can't do pizza, Corona.
I got kids.
No, can't do kids.
Yeah. Life was a lot more simple in the single days.
These kids are already texting me. When are you going to be home? Y'all know I'm still working, right?
What's the big event for today? Are you guys doing like an activity? Do you have to plan an activity per day?
We usually try to do that. Today it's about cleaning, so they're not into it. But Mags is having to step up her laundry, and we're all just having to do different stuff.
You know, you make that fun. You play a game. Okay, we're going to do this. Now pick up everything that is the color pink, okay? After that, you've got 5 minutes to pick everything up that's yellow. And then order pizza. So you have pizza on the way. You have a game going, food on the way. Cleaning's not that bad anymore.
Yeah, I love it. Great ideas.
This guy knows how to do it,
You
huh?
want to come over and lead this party?
Yeah. Have at it.
You kind of sound like a camp counselor right now.
Yeah. The cool thing about camp counselors, they get to go home and you get to stay with your...
Got Lorna here who had sent an email. She said, I've been listening to y'all for about 15 years. Obviously love you. My husband thinks y'all are stupid, but I really think he will come around someday.
You can both be right.
Mm-hmm. We had ordered pizza from our favorite local spot last night, and I was rating it according to Jaybird's 5 out of 5 slice system. And my husband said, well, that's not right. It needs to be 8 out of 8 because that's how many pieces of pizza are in a whole pie.
I've been confronted with this many a times.
Okay. That was,
the grading with the 5 seemed to be easy. I did the 8 before, and people, what the fuck does this mean? So
Yeah.
they bitch if
Not
you
everybody
don't.
knows
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
the pizza world's it's a dicey game. There's a lot of bitching in the pizza world, which I understand because pizza is a big thing. A lot of opinions.
A lot of people love it, and it's their favorite. And so a lot of people consider themselves an expert.
Well, not only that, the one thing it taught me was, especially with the restaurants that are local, there's a fan base like there are with sport teams. And if you
Yeah.
don't support a certain team, the fan base lets you have it. There was one I did not like, and I didn't even give it that bad a review. And they gave me the business. They gave me the business. People of the families that were, they own the place. Pizza Mafia, Kevin.
Oh, I know. They take it seriously.
That's
just
heat.
like you.
As they should.
Yeah, just like you. Some tough stuff. All right, well, thank you for all the emails today. Appreciate it. Mail at kvjshow.com. Y'all can send them to us. Make sure you're back here tomorrow, 7:30 tomorrow. Another KVJ Secret Song of the Day to win a trip to Key West, Casa Marina, 3-day, 2-night stay. We only announce a song right about 7:30 each weekday morning. Then it plays between noon and 2 today. Call number 9 gets that trip, just like Jennifer Seagot did at Palm City yesterday. Have a good one. We'll see you here back on Wednesday.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.